Penelope Snoop, Ace Detective by Pamela Butchert and Christine Rousey. Penelope Snoop was the best finder-outer in the whole wide world. After all, with her trusty dog Carlos, she had 1. Cracked the case of a curious croaking. 2. Solved the mystery of the missing homework. 3. Discovered Dad's disappearing chocolate. But today she had an even bigger case to solve. Sydney the smelly sock snake had disappeared. She couldn't find him anywhere. Sydney had definitely been in her bed when she woke up that morning, because she remembered wiping dribble from his face. And he had definitely sat on her knee when she ate her breakfast, because she remembered dropping some runny egg yolk on his head. And there was no doubt he was sitting on the bath stool when she was cleaning her teeth, because she remembered making funny faces at him in the mirror. But where was he now? There was no doubt about it. Sydney the smelly sock snake had been stolen! Penelope Snoop and her sleuthing sidekick ran into the kitchen. The fridge was making its weird whirring noise, which always meant something seriously suspicious was going on. The ace detective ran to her super secret hiding place and dug out her finder-outer kit. Carlos didn't like wearing his hat very much, but Penelope Snoop insisted, because this was a serious investigation. The case of the stolen sock snake was officially open. Penelope Snoop and Carlos decided that outside would be the place to explore first. So they jumped onto the super transporter and rode all the way to the back garden. And that's when they found their first clue. A giant muddy footprint. There was no doubt about it. Sydney the smelly sock snake had been stolen by a squelchy mud monster. "Hello, Mr. Frog," said Penelope Snoop. "Have you seen a mud monster today?" But the frog fountain just stared at them, so Penelope Snoop stared right back until that frog decided to be helpful. "What's that? You saw something suspicious in the treehouse?" she said. So Penelope Snoop and Carlos swam all the way across the garden and climbed up 100 stairs until they reached the treehouse. "We know you're in there, Mr. Mud Monster. We have you trapped and surrounded by sharks, so you better give Sydney back right now." But there was no mud monster inside. That mud monster must have kidnapped Sydney and taken him to Mud Monster Moon, cried Penelope Snoop. "Come on, Carlos, let's take the super space blaster." But the moon was completely empty. "Where could he be, Carlos?" said Penelope Snoop. She took out her super strength telescope and peered back at planet Earth. And that's when she spotted a dark shadow in the kitchen. "That mud monster tricked us," said Penelope Snoop. "He's been hiding in the kitchen all along." Penelope Snoop and Carlos whizzed back to the treehouse, raced down 100 stairs, swam across the grassy sea, jumped on the super transporter, and rode all the way home. And that's when Penelope Snoop noticed a trail of muddy footprints that led all the way to her mum's wellies. "You're not a mud monster," cried Penelope Snoop. Your mum! It was your muddy footprint we found by the frog fountain, and it was you who stole Sydney. I'm sorry, said Mum. I just wanted to give him a little wash. He was a bit more whiffy than usual. And then Penelope Snoop noticed. The washing machine. Poor Sydney the smelly sock snake. That's another mystery solved, Carlos, said Penelope Snoop, giving Sydney a big squeeze. Until next time.